adjustments with the police, not just for tonight, but from here on out. I've asked them once 7 o'clock comes. I really want them in front of people to help if people come late to make sure that they truly should come be allowed in, doing a little vetting for
Right, so
us.
now we have somebody here every
Every
service.
Friday night.
I was going to say, I made a sizable contribution to make that happen.
Yes, I know you did.
Well, look. She's willing to do it herself, and she made a cogent argument. I can do this.
Oh, and I understand, and I agree with a lot of her. My thinking is I was going to ask during the service for paying for 2 hours.
Well, but maybe, but you have to understand, she spoke to me again than I did, because we had a
Yep.
the object is to push the perimeter out as far as possible. That's the strategy. Push it out as far as possible. Instead of making it Oh, I don't know. Stopped at the convenience store. Got it. I don't know. No. Yeah. Yeah. So Ken wasn't even there for the Cohen Academy meeting. He was in Tallahassee doing something. We'll give a couple minutes beyond to let everybody.
They've been coming. She's going to convert. He's Jewish. It's an interracial couple.
Oh yeah?
They're young. They've come several times.
Oh yeah. I think I know
I
who you're
met them in
talking
the gate, so I know they're here.
about. Oh. Maybe they're still schmoozing outside.
Obviously. I don't see Rita, and so is Rita. No shock.
Yeah. So. Should I call them in from outside?
Oh, I'll go.
Torah to make
Oh,
sure I
sure.
touch the Torah.
It was good, wasn't it? It's okay. I didn't see them out there. Just the Brodies are walking in right now, but no one else is out in the lobby, so I'm just going to get started, right? Shabbat Shalom, everybody. Thank you for coming. For those of you who don't know, I am not Rabbi Boxed. He's in Israel attending a rabbinical conference from the URJ. I am Harvey Taub. I've been asked to fill in for the rabbi. I hope I fill the big shoes well. So I have always considered Temple Beth Shalom to be my extended Jewish family. And you guys know what happens when families get together. You kvel about your children, your grandchildren, anything good that happened. So I wanted to know what's happened nice in the past week. Anybody? Rita. Kim is corrupted. I think Kim is doing amazing. I mean, we've been hearing about Kim's issues, and I think she's wonderful. She's doing wonderful. So Rita got to kafel about her children coming to town and giving the presentation. Oh, I don't know. Who's our webmaster? I'm not sure. I'm not in charge of that. I'm sorry. But you're making an announcement. Fix the corrupted file, please. Anyone else? No? Amy, you wanted to say something.
Yes, my college roommate is here visiting me.
College roommate from uni. Very nice.
Yes, from uni.
Well, congratulations. Welcome. Welcome to Ocala. Welcome to Temple Beth Shalom.
We have a new baby.
A new baby.
He's a
A Jitsu mix. I was going to say, is it a grandchild, a great-grandchild? It's a grandpup.
It's a grandpup. He's 11 years old.
Oh, so not a pup.
And he's a love.
Wonderful.
Yeah, we miss having a puppy.
Mazel tov. No matter how old he is, when your son gets engaged, it's mazel tov. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so I retired, and then with a shortage of healthcare workers, I went back as a critical care dietitian. So after 2.5 years, I was working myself to death. I'm going for a month to Morocco.
Morocco. Whoa. I've never been to Morocco. Well, enjoy it. Enjoy it. Well, we got a couple more. Yes, Mr. Fox. Ooh, at the Oneg, you got to pick their brains. Anybody who has not been to Israel, you must go. It is an experience, and not just if you're Jewish, like anybody in the United States who hasn't been, you must go. There's something for everybody. The history, the culture, the archaeology, the architecture, it's all there. I encourage you all to go. Congratulations, Mazel Tov. Now you got to plan your trip back again. There you go. There you go. Anybody else want to kvel? One more.
Tomorrow is our 62nd anniversary.
Mazel tov. That's wonderful. It's an accomplishment to be congratulated on. So as we leave the time of ordinary week and we enter Shabbat, I'd like to encourage everybody to go through a little guided meditation with me so that we can shed the week and enter the beauty and the glory of Shabbat. So please close your eyes. Take a big deep breath in through your nose, out through your mouth. Feel the weight of the week leave in through your nose, out through your mouth. Let all the pressures and all the things you had to do go away. We're going to enter sacred time. Walk with me down a passageway, down a hallway. The walls are gray, the floor is gray. It's the ordinary weekday, one after the other. And at the end of the hallway, there's a door. And as I open the door, you'll see bright colors, green grass, blue skies, blue water, yellow sun. And we walk through the door and we enter the beauty of Shabbat. Open your eyes and let's all do Shabbat together. We begin by lighting candles. As in the Torah, let there be light for Shabbat. Tonight, we ask Lauren Taub to come up and her mom Toby to come up, where the family is honoring Toby's big birthday. So we have candle lighting and oneg in honor of Toby's birthday. Turn to page 3, please.
As these Shabbat candles give light to all who behold them, so may we, by our lives, give light to all who behold us. As their brightness reminds us of the generations of Israel who have kindled light, so may we, in our own day, be among those who kindle light. Baruch
Ta Adonai Eloheinu melech
Olam
Asher
Kiddushanu
b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu
Lehadlik ner shel Shabbat. Blessed are you, Adonai our God, sovereign of the universe, who hallows us with mitzvot, commanding us to kindle the light of Shabbat.
So we start our Shabbat with a bracha, a blessing. How do we know it's a blessing? It has the magic words, right? Baruch atah Adonai. Blessed are you, Adonai. And at the end, we'll end, if you look on page 5, with another bracha, right? Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. These are simple blessings. They're just a single line. And again, you see the Baruch atah Adonai. That's the hallmark of a bracha. More on that to come. I will show you how the whole prayer service is built on bracha and blessings. Let's turn to page 8, and let's read responsively with me, sentence by sentence. Remember, a sentence ends in a period. I begin with a prayer of gratitude for all that is holy in my life. But I need them. As I reach upward in prayer, I sense these qualities in my Creator. To love God is to love the world God created and to work to perfect it. Please turn to page 10 and sing with me the very first song, Hine Matovu. And let's all get into Shabbat spirit. I want to hear everybody sing, right? Everybody's going to sing. Hine Matovu Manayim Shevet Achim gam yachad. Hine ma tovu manayim. Shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tov. Shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tov. Shevet achim gam yachad. How good and how pleasant is that brothers and sisters should dwell together. And here we are, figuratively, brothers and sisters, dwelling together in our house of worship. After this come 6 psalms that we won't go through one by one. But if you look, the 6 psalms represent the 6 days of the week, or the 6 days of creation, culminating in Lecha Dodi. Not a psalm, but something that was written in the 16th century by a Kabbalist in Tzfat. Who's been to Tzfat? Yeah. How would you characterize Tzfat? Old, but new, right? There are artists' colony. Paintings, sculpture. Ted Schwimmer, one of our former presidents, has a beautiful talit that he got from Tzfat. Again, when you go to Israel, you have to go there. It's filled with mysticism and ancient rabbis and beautiful new pieces of art. So Shlomo Halevi Alkabetz in the 16th century, in that city in Israel, wrote this poem that we sing almost every Friday night. Let's sing verses 1, 2, 5, and 9, and at verse 9 we'll get up and face the entrance to welcome Shabbat in. Lecha Dodi Likrat Kala Penei Shabbat Nikabela Lecha Dodi Likrat Kala Penei Shabbat Nikabela Shamor V'Zachor B'Dibor Echad Hishmiyanu El HaMeyuchad Adonai Echad Ushemo Echad L'Shem Utiferet V'Lit Hilah Lecha Dodi Likrat Kala Penei Shabbat Nikabela. Number 2, Likrat Shabbat Lechu V'Nelcha Ki Mikor HaBracha Merosh Mikedem Nesucha Sof Ma'aseh B'Machshava Techila Lecha Dodi Likrat Kala Penei Shabbat Nikabela. Verse 5, Hitoriri Kiva Orech Kumi Ori Uri Shir Daberi Kevod Adonai Anai Nigla Lecha Dodi Likrat Kala Penei Shabbat Nikabela. Please rise and face the door. Boi v'shalom ateret b'hala gam b'simcha u'v'tzahala toch emunei am segula boi chala lecha dodi likrat kala Penei Shabbat Nikabela. Please be seated. So what we've done so far is the introductory. What would normally be done at home, but we do it together to be a community. And to separate the introductory from the actual service itself, we turn to page 26 for the Chatzi Kaddish, the half Kaddish. Yitgada v'yitgada shemei Rabba B'alma divrach irutei v'yamlich malchutei B'chayechon uvyomechon uvchaye dechol Beit Yisrael. Bagala, bagala, uvizman kariv, v'yimaru, amen. Yehei shmei rabba mevarach, li'olam u'la'omei omaya, Yitbarach v'yishtabach, v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar v'yitaleh, v'yitalal, shmei dekudusha barichu. Leila min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, Dahamiram bi'oma v'yimaru, amen. Who reads Aramaic? You all just did. The Kaddish is not written in Hebrew. It's written in Aramaic, the lingua franca of the Babylonian exile. As we are in the diaspora of modern Judaism, the people who wrote this were in the diaspora of ancient Judaism. Not in Israel, in Babylonia, where Aramaic was the language. Little tidbit. So now we've done the introductory, we've done the division. What is it time to do? Worship, right? We haven't worshipped yet. So we're going to do call to worship on page 28. Please rise for the Baruch Hu, the call to worship. Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach Le'olam Va'ed. Please be seated. We turn to page 30. Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bidvaro ma'ariv aravim b'chachma poteach she'arim u'v'tvinam mishanei itim u'machalif et hazmanim u'mesader et kokavim b'mishmerotehem barakia kirtzono. This is a prayer about the coming of evening. And if you would continue with me on the bottom of page 31, responsively, again, sentence by sentence. This time, sentences can end in a question mark. This is an hour of change. Shall we draw back or cross over? Shall we draw back, my brother, my sister, or cross over? What lies before us? Baruch Atah Adonai Hama'ariv Aravim. What did we just do? We did a bracha. How do you know? Baruch Atah Adonai. Actually, it was at the beginning and at the end. Please turn to page 32. Ahavat Olam Beit Yisrael Amcha Ahavta Torah U'Mitzvot Chukim U'Mishpatim Otanu Limadata. And continue with me on the bottom of page 33, again responsively. This time there are breaks between the responses. Wisdom and wonder, passion and instruction, story and symbol. And the more we devote ourselves to it, the more it grows and gives. Then this holiest of your works and the living language that gives its form. Baruch Atah Adonai Ohev Amo Yisrael. We just did another bracha. Baruch Atah Adonai, right? But this one didn't start with Baruch Atah Adonai. It ends with Baruch Atah Adonai. When we have connected blessings, the first one starts with Baruch Atah Adonai, but the seal at the end is always there to tell you where the blessing ends. So the bracha is the building blocks of our prayer service, starting with the blessings before the Shema, and we'll have blessings after the Shema. But I ask you all to rise on page 34 for the Shema Yisrael, the watchword of our faith, as it's been called. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Baruch Shem Please be seated and turn to page 36. If you can do the Hebrew, chant with me. If not, we'll do it in English immediately following. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavecha u'v'chol nafshecha u'v'chol me'odecha ve'hayu advarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavecha hayom al levavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam b'shivtecha b'veitecha uv'lechtecha v'aderech uv'shochbecha uv'kumecha ukshartam le'ot al yadecha v'hayu letotafot b'neinecha uchtavtam al mezuzot beitecha uvisharecha leman tizkeru vasitem et kol mitzvotai vitem kadoshim lelohechem ani Adonai Elohechem asher hotzeti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim lihiyot lachem lelohim ani Adonai Elohechem, Ani Adonai Elohechem emet. Please read with me on the bottom of page 36 because I think it's important that everybody understands what we just read in Hebrew. You shall love Adonai your God with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your might. Take to heart these instructions which I charge you this day. Impress them upon your children. Recite them when you stay at home and when you are away, when you lie down and when you get up. Bind them as a sign upon your hand, and let them serve as a symbol on your forehead. Inscribe them on the doorposts of your house and on your gates. Thus shall you remember to observe my commandments and to be holy to your God. I am Adonai your God, who brought you out of the land of Egypt to be your God. I am Adonai your God. Please turn to page 39. At the top, again responsively with me. Standing on the parted shores of history, we still believe what we were taught before ever we stood at Sinai's foot. There is no way to get from here to there except by joining hands and marching together. Please continue on page 40. This is the Song of the Sea, the song that our ancestors sang as the sea parted and we were able to go forth on dry land. Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi kamocha nedar b'kodesh, nora tehilot osefele, nora tehilot osefele, malachutecha ra'uvanecha, bokei yam lifnei Moshe Miriam, Ze Elianu ve'amru, Ze Elianu ve'amru, Adonai yimlo le'olam va'ed, Adonai yimlo le'olam va'ed, v'ne'emar kifad Adonai et Yaakov, Ugelo miyar chazak mimenu, Baruch atah Adonai, Gal Yisrael. We did another one, right? Another one. Page 42. Hashkivenu Adonai Laheinu l'shalom v'hamidenu shomrenu l'chayim ufros aleinu sukat shlomecha. Please continue. Well, I'll read it myself. Bottom of page 42. Grant, O God, that we may lie down in peace and raise us up, our guardian, to life renewed. Spread over us the shelter of your peace. Guide us with your good counsel. For your name's sake, be our help. Shield and shelter us beneath the shadow of your wings. Defend us against enemies, illness, war, famine, and sorrow. Distance us from wrongdoing. For you, God, watch over us and deliver us. For you, God, are gracious and merciful. God, guard our going and our coming to life and peace evermore. Blessed are you, Adonai, guardian of Israel, whose shelter of peace is spread over us, over all your people Israel, and over Jerusalem. Baruch atah Adonai, hapores sukat shalom aleinu, va'al kol amo Yisrael, va'al Yerushalayim. So the Shema has two blessings in front and two blessings behind. Again, the rubrics are blessings, and the Shema is the proof text between the blessings. We continue on page 44 with a song about Shabbat. We have choice of two, Vishamru or Yismachu. All who want to sing Vishamru, raise your hand. All who want to sing Yismachu, raise your hand. Oh, I don't know, that's pretty close. Let's do it again. Vishamru. Yismachu. I don't know, what do you think? It looks tied. Should we do both? Let's do both. Give me a little leeway on the timing of the service. We'll do both. All right. We'll do Vishamru first. Vishamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat lasot et ha-Shabbat lidorotam berit olam beini uvein b'nei Yisrael oti leolam Vishamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat lasot et ha-Shabbat lidorotam berit olam ki sheshet yamim asa Adonai et ha-shamayim ve'et ha'aretz Vishamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat lasot et ha-Shabbat lidorotam berit olam uvayom hashvi'i shavat vayinafash shavat vayinafash shavat vayinafash Vishamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat lasot et ha-Shabbat lidorotam berit olam yismechu v'malachutecha shomrei 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 Shabbat v'korei oneg Shabbat yismechu v'malachutecha shomrei 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 Shabbat v'korei oneg Shabbat mikadeshei mikadeshei shvi Shabbat kulam yisbe'u v'yatangu mituvecha Shabbat yismechu v'malachutecha shomrei 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 Shabbat v'korei oneg Shabbat yismechu malachutecha shomrei 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 Shabbat v'korei oneg Shabbat v'ashvi'i ratzita bo v'kadashtu Shabbat chemdat yamim oto karata Shabbat yismechu v'malachutecha shomrei 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 Shabbat v'korei oneg Shabbat yismechu v'malachutecha shomrei 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 Shabbat v'korei oneg zecher l'maseh v'reishit. So now we move on to the centerpiece of our prayers, the centerpiece of every prayer service. On page 46, we have something called the tefillah, sometimes known as the Amida, because we say it's standing, and sometimes known as the Shmona Esrei, which means 18, because there are 18, what? Blessings, sometimes called benedictions. But there are 18 blessings. And remember, the first one has Baruch Atah Adonai at the front and the bottom, and each successive one just has it at the bottom, because it's connected. On Shabbat, we don't have 18. By the way, the one on the weekday doesn't have 18 either. It has 19. That's a whole discussion for another day. But the one on Shabbat has 7. And I'll tell you why a little bit later when we get to that. But let us stand on page 46, and we'll go page after page in Hebrew until we get to page 52. Adonai sifatai tiftach ufi yagi tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Count the Baruch Atah Adonais. Ready? Baruch Atah Adonai, Eloheinu ve'Elohei Avotenu ve'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, ve'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, ve'Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, V'Konei Hakol, V'Zocher Chasdei Avot V'imaot, U'Mevi Go Livnei V'neihem, Leman Shemo Be'ahava, L'Lecho Zeru Moshiach U'Magen, Baruch Atah Adonai, Magen Avraham Vezrat Sarah. Page 50, continue. Atah Gibor Le'olam Adonai, Mechayim Hakol Atar Rishia, Mashiv Haruach Umorid Hagashem, Mechalkel Chayim Bechesed, Mechayei Hakol Berachamim Rabim, Somech Noflim Verofei Cholim, Umatir Asurim, Umekayem Emunato, Lishenei Afa, Micha Mocha Baal Gevurot, Umido Melach, Melech Memit, Umechaye, Umatzmiach, V'ne'emana talachayot hakol, Baruch Atah Adonai, Mechayei hakol. Page 52. Atah kadosh v'shimcha kadosh, u'kdoshim b'chol yom, Yahalelucha Selah, Baruch Atah Adonai, Ha'el HaKadosh. We now turn to page 56. Ritzei Adonai Eloheinu. Lots of different melodies for this. I'll choose one that I hope you guys all can follow along with. Ritzei Adonai Eloheinu be'amecha Yisrael u'tefilatam be'ahava tikabel u'tehile ratzon tamid avodat Yisrael Yisrael amecha el karov lechol korav penei elavadecha v'chonenu shefoch ruchacha aleinu. Bottom of the page. V'techezena einenu b'shuvecha letzion berachamim. Baruch atah Adonai hamachazir shechinato Litzion, Litzion, Litzion. The very last line there, again, identifying it as a bracha. Blessed are you, Adonai, whose presence returns to Zion. Anybody, again, who has not been to Jerusalem must see a living Jewish city that our ancestors prayed for thousands and thousands of years. And you'll see God's presence in Zion. Let's continue on page 58. Read with me responsively on the top of page 59. This time semicolons count as sentences. God of goodness, we give thanks for the gift of life, wonder beyond words. For the world around us so filled with beauty. For all these and more we offer thanks. Baruch atah Adonai hatov shimcha ulecha na'eh lodaot. We turn the page to page 60. We always conclude our Shmona Esrei, our Amidah, our Tefillah, our central prayer with a prayer for peace. And this is our evening prayer for peace. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Olam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Ki atahu melech adon lechol hashalom. Ki atahu melech adon lechol hashalom. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasihi Leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasihim Leolam. V'tov be'einecha levarech et Amcha Yisrael b'chol eit u'v'chol sha'a b'shlomecha. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasihi Leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasihim Leolam. Tasihim Leolam. Tasihim Leolam. Baruch atah Adonai, hamavarech et amo Yisrael, Bashalom. Please be seated. Up until this point, everything has been scripted in a prescribed order with prescribed words. In fact, that's why this book is called a Sidur. Sidur means order, right? Just like the Seder in Passover is an order to everything. But at this point, you get to say whatever you want in silence, in any words you want, in any order you want. So give us a moment of silence and pray what your heart says to pray. Oseh shalom bimromav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'imru, imru, amen. Oseh shalom bimromav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'imru imru amen. Yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. An oldie but a goodie, right? Ancient song, right? 1969. I know, Evan, that's ancient for you, but for some of us, well, I was 6 years old in 1969, so I don't remember when it came out, but. So now we move on to the Misha Berach. Do we have a Misha Berach list, okay? It was here. This is the Yurtzeit list on another sheet. No? I need some help. Well, that's all I have. It was here. Okay. Well, let's all turn to page 253. Since we don't have a list, would anybody like to offer a prayer of healing for anybody here or not here, present or not present? Betsy? Newman? Ken? Yes. Oh, we have a list now. Okay. Join with me in the middle of page 253 with the most recognizable of Debbie Friedman's songs, the Misha Berach. Misha Berach Avoteinu Mikor HaBracha Limotenu. May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Misha Berach Imotenu Mikor HaBracha Lavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen. Rabbi Morrison David Beal, of blessed memory, who served as rabbi of Temple Beth Shalom in the 1980s and 1990s, He used to say that the Torah is the greatest gift that God has given to us besides life itself. It is indeed full of wisdom. I had a patient once who was a retired Methodist minister, and he told me that teaching Old Testament classes was his favorite, because no two classes, even on the same book, on the same passage, ever turned out the same. We can certainly study the Torah our whole lives and discover something new every time. Our Torah portion this week is called Terumah, which means donation or contributions. Let me set the stage for you. Our ancestors had left Egypt. God parted the Red Sea. No, the Sea of Reeds, not the Red Sea. It's a mistranslation. The Sea of Reeds. Somebody wrote it down wrong and it became the Red Sea. Parted the Sea of Reeds. They journeyed to Mount Sinai and witnessed thunder, lightning, heavy clouds, and the entire mountain on smoke with fire. The people said, "This is too much for us." They backed away. Moses goes up the mountain. When he's at the top, God instructs Moses of the 10 Commandments and many, many other commandments and statutes. And at the end, God commands Moses to instruct the Israelites when he goes back down to bring donations for the building of the tabernacle, this portable tent that would keep things inside. As God said, to build, quote, a sanctuary for me that I may dwell among them, close quote. God tells Moses to order the Israelites to make some items for the tabernacle, some of which are extremely familiar to us. Excuse me. He instructs them to make the Ark of the Covenant. We've all seen that movie, right? Steven Spielberg was pretty close in getting that right. It looked pretty much the way it's described in the Torah. Made of wood and covered with gold, with the cherubs on top. A table made of wood covered with gold to hold 2 loaves of bread, and a solid gold candelabra that we call by its Hebrew name the menorah. Again, if anyone's been in Jerusalem, they know that there's a life-size replica of the menorah in gold right outside the plaza for the Western Wall. Another thing to see when you go. Pretty substantial items for a God with no physical substance, isn't it? I heard a rabbi once describe that in Judaism, God exists in time, but not in space. That is, God is everywhere and nowhere all at the same time, but not in any solid form. In contradistinction, in Christianity, God exists in human form, and therefore in time and space both. We live in a very materialistic world. We're filled with necessities and with luxuries. Ooh, excuse me. Somebody gave me a message that I should redress myself. So we live in a very material world, filled with necessities and luxuries. Western society is considered by most of the world to be the most materialistic. Even so, it's in our nature. In fact, it's part of all of human nature to want things that exist in both time and space. God commanded our ancestors to build a tabernacle not so that God could dwell among them, but so that we could commune with God. We need something physical to hold on to touch, and to be within. Our ancestors had the golden Ark of the Covenant. We have the wooden ark with Torah scrolls. Our ancestors had the table of showbread that was covered in gold. We have a table in the next room where we will bless and slice the challah. Our ancestors had a golden menorah. We have Shabbat candles. The rabbis who shaped Judaism in the centuries that followed the destruction of the temple in Jerusalem understood that we need a place and we need things to be holy in God's presence. And instead of the sacrificial service that was commanded at the tabernacle and continued for almost 1,000 years at the Temple Mount in Jerusalem, the rabbis declared that we continue 3 times a day prayer service, mirroring what was done in ancient times. I know that we put a lot of emphasis on Torah study, but remember, our ancestors who had to work hard for a living could only study Torah on Shabbat. And even then, maybe not even. They did, however, our ancestors, pray 3 times a day, every day. I believe that understanding the prayers is as important, if not more important, than understanding the Torah. In fact, Rabbi Hertz, whose Pentateuch we have here, believes the same. He wrote a prayer book that has the same commentary and the same discussions as the Torah does. Notice which book is thicker. Rabbi Hertz thinks the same thing. And in fact, saying prayers 3 times a day continues to be an important thing in traditional Judaism, and the prayer book can be as small as you need to put in your pocket to be able to fulfill these commandments and to participate in the prayers every day. Abraham Tzvi Eidelson, considered the father of modern Jewish musicology, who lived from 1882 until 1938, among his many positions that he held in his life, he was professor of Jewish music at the Hebrew Union College of the Reform Movement in Cincinnati, Ohio, 100 years ago in 1922. In his study of Jewish music, he became an expert in Jewish liturgy, as most Jewish music is connected with the prayer service. I think Professor Eidelson captured the importance of the Siddur, the prayer book, in his introduction to the 1932 book on Jewish liturgy and its development. He says, "The Jewish prayer book is unique among the rituals of all religions. Not only are the religious ideals, beliefs expressed in the Jewish prayers, but also in the events, vicissitudes, and hopes of the Jewish people. It is therefore a reflection of both religio-ethical ideals of Judaism and the life of the Jews as an individual and as a member of a suffering people, now scattered among the nations of the world for the last 2,000 years." Remember, he wrote this 1932, before there was Israel. The prayer book is the mirror of the spirit of the Jewish people and its development. It reflects the spiritual, economic, political, and social history of the people Israel from the most ancient times to present. This book is the true companion of the Jew from the years of youth to the hour of death. Next to the Bible, it is the most popular book in Jewish life. To an even certain extent, it is even closer, since it was at no time canonized, but continued to develop and reflect the daily occurrences of Jewish people. Understanding what rabbis felt was important in daily prayer helps us understand our history, our human nature, which has not substantially changed in the nearly 2,000 years since the temple was destroyed. You now all know the basic building blocks of the Jewish prayer service, right? It's the bracha, or the blessing. The centerpiece of the prayer service is the tefillah, which means prayer. And as I said, there are 19 prayers, blessings or benedictions in the weekday service, but the Shabbat service only has 7 because our rabbis didn't feel it was good to ask for stuff from God. What sort of stuff? Health, wealth, rebuilding of Jerusalem, rebuilding of the temple, etc. There are other parts of the prayer service, such as the Shema and its blessings before and after, Torah, Haftorah readings with blessings before and after, the Kaddish and the Aleinu, but they all form to supplement the tefillah, the 18 benedictions or the Amidah. I hope you see that the basic structure is based on the blessing. As Jews in a Christian world, we hear people wish us to have a blessed day, and sometimes it makes us feel a little uncomfortable. But it shouldn't. After all, we Jews invented the blessing and have incorporated it into our daily prayers. Indeed, we are blessed. We're blessed to be the recipients of the rich tradition that we call Judaism. We're blessed to live in the United States of America, where the freedom to be Jewish and practice these Jewish rituals is protected. And we are truly blessed to assemble in this beautiful Tree of Life sanctuary and coexist with our Christian neighbors in the First Congregational Church. Every time you see a synagogue bima and an ark, please remember the Ark of the Covenant that God instructed our ancestors to make in order to be closer to God. Every time you see someone say the motzi and cut the challah, remember the golden table with the 2 loaves of showbread. Every time you see someone light Shabbat candles, remember the golden menorah that our ancestors lit. And again, if you've not been to Jerusalem, you must go and see a rebuilt Jewish city and the golden full-size menorah replica. And you'll understand the grandeur of what our ancestors experienced. We, as a Jewish people, no longer have the temple in Jerusalem and haven't had it for almost 2,000 years, but we have reformed and evolved Judaism with these symbols, ark, table, lights, based on a blessing, a symbol of the ancient temple service, and we are truly blessed to have our own temple, Temple Beth Shalom, with these holy signs and symbols within it. And I wish you all a Shabbat Shalom, a peaceful Sabbath. Okay, would you like to do? Sure. Yeah.
It doesn't want to turn. Can you hear me, hopefully? Don't forget, this Sunday we have a blood drive here. Please sign up in the lobby. It's our yearly blood drive. We'd like you to come. And on Wednesday, here's unusual, Wednesday, we have a comedian coming. Ari Lieberman, he's supposed to be fabulous. We hope everybody will come. Bring your friends. They don't have to be temple members. We've invited the church. Please come and enjoy. He's supposed to be great. And we're selling Hamantaschen, homemade Hamantaschen. You can order them out in the lobby. On March 7th, Rabbi Box is participating in a Zoom program for Purim. And our Purim Shabbat is the 10th of March. And once again, he has a spiel. I understand some folks are going to be dressed up in Western gear, hats, yeehaw kind of stuff. And again, you can pre-order Hamantaschen for that night. The 11th, the very next day, is our monthly Shabbat morning service. We're still looking for people to sponsor our interfaith dinner for May, June, and July. And Betsy is here and would be happy to answer questions and get you to sign up. This year, our congregational Seder is going to be on the first night of Passover, and that is April the 5th. Amy's here if you're interested in purchasing trees. We're looking for volunteers. All you got to do is give me a name. If you're willing to come every now and then and help us move chairs around, I just need to have a little team of 4 or 5 people. Toby is here because it's her birthday, among other things. And if you're interested in buying Union Grams, Judaica store, I know I saw Rochelle. I don't think I see Jackie tonight. Joyce Levin is here if you're interested in flowers for the Bima. This week, Tommy's here if you want to sponsor an Onyx. We're ready tonight. Come on, sign up for everything. Bima flowers tonight are Al Topio in honor of his wonderful Toby's birthday. Both the Tobbs and Burroughs families in honor of Toby's birthday. Betsy and Michael Brody in honor of Toby's birthday. This is a big birthday, I think. Mitzi Grossman Young in honor of her birthday. Jane Siegel in honor of Jerry's birthday. And Cindy Stone in honor of Lisa Moore's birthday. And Shabbat Shalom. Oh, wait. If I don't say this, Rita's going to kill me. I'm sorry, it's just all getting finalized now. We are going to have, I got to find the date of it. Watch me not find it. March 26th. It is on a Sunday from 2 to 4, a fashion show right here. And it's family oriented. We're going to have, some guys from our congregation get to model. And we're going to ask some of the Sunday school kids. You never know who's going to model, but it's going to be a great event right here, sponsored by us and Dillard's. So it's going to be some really nice clothes and an event. So we hope everybody will come. Bring your friends to our very first fashion show. And Rita is here and can answer more questions than I can.
You're welcome. So there was a theme about those flowers. It's everybody's birthday. Congratulations to everybody whose birthday it is. So we come to the concluding part of our service. On page 282 is Aleinu. Aleinu was originally written for the Rosh Hashanah service where we blow the shofar. But everyone liked it so much that it became tradition to do it in every service towards the end. And we in Temple Beth Shalom have a tradition of asking the children to come up and open the ark. There are no children here today. But what happens at Passover when we do the 4 questions? The youngest people ask the 4 questions. Even if you're 70 years old and you're the youngest person. So, Sophie and Stella Goldstein, can you please come up and open the ark? Since, although you're not children, you're the youngest ones, and you got to help us out. Come on. There we go. Please rise for Aleinu on page 282. Just pull apart. Yep, by the handles. Yep, pull. There you go. Keep going, keep going, keep going. There we go. Aleinu l'shabeach ladon hakol latet gedula lioser b'reishit lo asanu kegoye haratzot v'lo samanu kemishpachot hadama shelo sam chelkenu kaim v'gohor aleinu kechol hamonam v'anachnu korim umishtachavim umodim lifnei melech malchei hamlachim hakadosh baruch. Continue on page 284. Shehu noteh shamay v'yosei haaretz umoshav yikaro b'shamayim mimal ushchinatu zo Bigav hey meheromim hu Eloheinu einod emet malkeinu efezulato kakatuv betorato v'yadata hayom v'hashevo ta elevavecha ki Adonai hu ha-Elohim Bashamayim mimal ve'al haaretz mitachat einod. Please close the ark. You may be seated. And we conclude on the middle of page 287. Ve'nemar ve'haya Adonai Lemelech al kol haaretz bayom hahu yeh Adonai echad u'shemo echad. Our thoughts turn to those who have departed this earth. Our own loved ones, those whom our friends and neighbors have lost, the martyrs of our people whose graves are unmarked, and those of every race and nation whose lives have been a blessing to humanity. As we remember them, we meditate on the meaning of love and loss of life and death. On this Shabbat, Temple Beth Shalom remembers Max Shepton, the father of Sandy Rockland and grandfather of Mark Rockland, Toby Wolfson, the sister of Alvin Topiol, Faye Kreisman, mother of Jay Kreisman, Norman Lekeach, father of Rachel Etheridge Lekeach, Arthur Stark, father of Ruth Santman, Adeline Lucille Maliver, the aunt of Brent Maliver, Judith Winslow, friend of the congregation, Dorothy Israel, mother of Fran Schreiber, Bob Rottenberg, father of Lynn Harari, Paul Salinger, the grandmother of Ruth Stern, Harry Feinberg, friend of the congregation, Florence Lang, friend of the congregation, Fred Shore, father of Dale Berman, Saul O'Mell, uncle of Wayne O'Mell. We also remember the Shloshim of Bernie Walt and the Shloshim of Emily Prescott, the sister of Rochelle Jarofsky. Are there any other names we should mention on this Shabbat? Yes, sir. All who wish to rise may do so and recite the Mourner's Kaddish on page 294. Yitgadal v'yitgadash shemei Rabbah, be'alma divrach irutei v'yamlich malchutei, b'chayechon u'v'yomechon u'v'chayei d'chol beit Yisrael, ba'agala v'zman kariv v'yimru amen. Yehi Shmei Rabba Mavarach La'alam Ula'amei Almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar Brahman v'yitnaseh. V'yitadar v'yitalev v'yitalal Shemei Dukudisha Barichu. La'ela min kol birchata v'shirata. Tush bechata v'nechemata. Da'amiran v'alma v'imru amen. Yehi Shlam Rabba min Shemaya. V'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'imromav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru. Please be seated. And we conclude our prayer service with a hymn or a song. Hopefully a fun song. Please turn to page 322. I'm sorry, 323. For Shalom Aleichem. The last song that Debbie Friedman, who was appointed as director or teacher of sacred music at the Reform Movement's Hebrew Union College, the last song that she composed was this one, Shalom Aleichem, in this melody. So sing along with me if you know it. If not, I'll prod you along. Shalom Aleichem, Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon, Mihi Melech, Malchei Hamlachim, HaKadosh, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Bochem L'Shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malchei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. First verse again. Shalom Aleichem, Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon, Mihi Melech, Malchei Hamlachim, HaKadosh, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Barchuni L'Shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malchei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Chorus again. Shalom Aleichem, Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon, Mihi Melech, Malchei Hamlachim, HaKadosh, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Tzeitzchem L'Shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malchei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch. Last chance to do the chorus. Come on, do it. Shalom Aleichem, Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon, Mihi Melech, Malchei Hamlachim, HaKadosh, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Shabbat Shalom, everybody. We will go to the social hall and do the Kiddush and enjoy the Oneg Shabbat in honor of my mother-in-law's birthday. Sure. Thanks.
Two girls you called up.
Oh, you don't know them? That's Scott Goldstein. That's his kids, yeah. Yeah, then that's his wife. That's